Fountain pen for good writing, established 2012. That's Galen Leather for you. And look at that, really, really nice packaging when you have to carefully hold the nib and the feed, and you have to like gently turn it and pull it out. Alright, let me go ahead and write. Hi, this is Kai from Kikai Craft, and if you have been watching my videos, you would know that I am really fond of Galen Leather. I was gonna say obsessed with it, kind of, a little bit. So every so often I visit their site, I check what's going on, are there any new offerings, and very recently they actually sent an email saying that they have a new color available, and that is the Carmine. And to go with the Kaweco Galen Carmine collaboration, they also have a lot of leather products that are of the Carmine color. I don't know which one came first, the leather products or the pen, but any which way, they do have a Kaweco Galen Leather collaboration pen with the Carmine color, and I thought it was such a beautiful red. So when I visited their site, I just had a little check on how that pen looked like. I was really planning to get one. And as I was checking, I found out that Kaweco nibs are offered by Galen Leather with custom grinds, and I was, whoa, what? Very surprised. And so as I was looking through the Carmine page, I found out that it came with a number of grinds, including this very intriguing dentist grind. They have a newish grind. I actually don't know how long they've had it. It's called the bilateral feud. I didn't get that one because I'm not much into feud nibs, but because I have been exploring nibs nowadays, I thought it would be a good time for me to get something fascinating like the dentist grind, which is touted as a soft architect grind. I also got myself an Italic Medium and an Oblique Broad. And if you are new to discovering grinds like I am, they do have like a little picture there on their site that sort of shows you exactly how those grinds look like. Let me see if I can pick that up for you. Okay, so if you go to their site, you'll see this, and it will show you the different grinds and how they might look. And as I was looking through this, I decided that I was going to get the dentist, which is a soft architect. I was also going to get an Oblique Broad and an Italic Medium. So when the package arrived, it arrived with this tube, which holds my Kaweco Galen Carmine. They also sent this nice little pouch that Galen Leather often sends out, if not always, I'm not so sure, to all those who purchase their items. And inside the pouch were the two nibs that I got on top of the dentist nib. Unfortunately though, one of the nibs they sent me, I got an Oblique Broad, they sent me an Oblique Medium, and as I was trying to get that to work, that was very, very tricky. I don't know, there was something a little strange with that nib. I'll show you guys in a while. I also managed to get myself hurt in the process, so I sent them a message, and Eunice, being the kind and generous person he is, sent me the Oblique Broad, and it just arrived in the mail. And I'm telling you, this one, just like the dentist and the Italic Medium, worked straight from the case. So let me just unbox this. I'll show you how I installed my nibs, and then I'll share the writing samples with you. Okay, so when you get yourself a Kaweco Galen collaboration pen, it'll come in a tube like this, very Galen packaging. It says fountain pen for good writing, established 2012. That's Galen Leather for you. And Look at that, really, really nice packaging. When you pull off the cover, you will find your pen, and it has some sort of like a stand for your pen, which is a wonderful, delightful piece of packaging. And you just pull your pen out and it'll be in this sleeve, and on the sleeve it'll tell you what pen you're getting. So it's a Galen Leather Kaweco Classic Sport red transparent, and I currently have the Architect Dentist, they call it the Dentist nib on it. All right, so let's put this aside. And when you get the nibs, they will come in tubes like this. So mine first came with these two in their pouch. So it's literally just slipped into the pouch, which I think is great because they're not hard to find. My third one, the one that they sent, was also in a pouch. So thank you very much for that, Eunice. Now, when you get this, all you basically have to do is to pop this black cover open and get your nib. Now, it'll come in this, what do you call this? I think this is called the sapphire blue. I could be wrong. It is a sapphire blue if I'm not mistaken. That's the section it'll come with. It will not come with a nib that you can screw off. You literally have to pull the nib and the feed out. So how do you do that? You can do it. So you have to carefully hold the nib and the feed, and you have to like gently turn it and pull it out, just like so. And what you'll have in your hand will be the nib and the feed. And when you install it into a new pen, a Kaweco, you want to put it in so that it's flush. There's like a little notch there, okay? And you have to put it there so that it's flush against that, and you have to carefully push it into your new section, or the section of the pen you want to move it to. If you have a Kaweco aluminum one like this, so the long-term plan is to put them in these little like feed cases that the aluminum Kawecos have. So basically you can pull them off and just change the nib, and then you can use that. That way I can use the same nib case or feed case and just move it around. But that's only for your aluminum pens. If you have the plastic pens, you can't do that. You literally have to pull the nib out. Okay, so I've done that with all the nibs. So what you'll see in these tubes are actually the standard nibs that the Kawecos come in. What I want to do now though is to share with you how the different nibs look like, the different custom grinds look like. So these custom grinds are by Meltem Hazarun from Amphora's Tale. That's the Instagram account that they have. Okay, so we're just gonna go through it. My favorite one is the dentist nib. So this is supposed to be a soft architect nib. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna scoot you in so you see it a bit better. Okay, I think that's the best I can do. All right, let me go ahead and write. This is the dentist grind. It's a very nice tool piece to write with. And then let's go ahead and try cursive from Kaweco Galen. So how does it look like an architect grind? It is thin with the downward strokes and thick with the horizontal strokes. Now I've had a try at architect grinds before, and they felt very sharp when you wrote with them. This one feels very soft and smooth. It's very nice to write with, and it gives your penmanship just the slightest flair, and it's just wonderful. Let me just write that this is with the Ferris wheel press, the Sherry Sonata, which I think is a lovely pair with this pen color as well. Okay, let's move forward and let's try I wrote down with, oh, okay, this is the Italic Medium. So one good thing about this exercise is I am starting to learn how the nibs actually look like with the different grinds. This one also worked right off the package. So let's go ahead and write what it is. This is the Italic Medium. Oh, I forgot to make it into print, but let's do that here. From Kaweco Galen. So this one has thick downstrokes and thin horizontal lines. Okay, so this is an italic. This one is also very pleasant to write with. It's very smooth. I have no problems with this one. This is Ferris wheel press, Cabernet on the Lake. This is another lovely color. But I don't know, Sherry Sonata is such a winner for me. It looks quite velvety and very nice. Okay, so this is another custom grind from Kaweco. Now let's go ahead and try. Now this is the nib that gave me a few issues. So this is the Oblique Medium. So I actually ordered for an Oblique Broad, but they mistakenly sent an Oblique Medium, and it was so tricky to use. It barely let ink flow, and so for quite some time I had to like tweak with the nib a bit, sort of separate the tines just a tiny bit. And actually in all of that, because you have to be very, very careful, and in trying to be very careful, I managed to cut myself, and I had a lot of ink in my hands, and I managed to actually cut myself just a little bit more than that, but that was like the worst of it. But okay, so when you use an oblique, you have to sort of turn the pen. So you usually write this way. So when you use an oblique, you have to sort of write this way because you want to follow that angle right there of the nib. So until now, this is giving me issues. So let's try. Oh, of course it won't now, but okay. So this is the Oblique Medium. Yes, of course it will work quite well right now. And then let's go from Kaweco Galen. Okay, and when you use this, right, it has to be sidewards, and so this is how it looks. So thin, thick, but it's not a huge difference. It's like a very slight difference, but it's quite noticeable. Okay, this is the Ferris wheel press Golden Gate Glow, if I'm not mistaken. So let's write that down. Now, I also saw that for some obliques, you can actually write with like a regular angle. So let's just try that. Okay, so there you'll see some skipping, but You could say that's because I'm not I'm not holding it properly. So then I want to show you the Oblique Broad that just came in this morning actually. And so I moved the nib here. This is inked with Kaweco Summer Purple. So let's go ahead and write with it. Again, oblique, so you want to write on the side. So this is the Oblique Broad from Kaweco Galen. It's so juicy. It gives me like the dentist feel, because the dentist is like that. It feels very juicy when you write with it. Okay, so let's go downwards and sidewards. So you see more of a difference in the line width here than you do in the medium. Okay, but in the medium you can still see it. So let's just do some of that. This is Kaweco Summer Purple. Okay, now we want to write just like regular writing. Let's see. Very responsive, even with the regular angle. So there you have it. Let me scoot you out now. Okay, so there you have it, 4 different custom grinds from Galen Leather and Forest Tail. These are how they look. This is a dentist grind. Super recommend that one. Super nice. Then you have your Italic Medium, your Oblique Medium, and your Oblique Broad. Quite nice. So if you are looking for different grinds and you're looking for maybe a new Kaweco, you can go to Galen Leather. This is not sponsored by Galen Leather in any way, just so you know, but I just got super excited when I found out that they do provide custom grinds. Hold up, let me just let you know what the different grinds are. So you have the Feud, you have Italic Medium, which you see here. They do also have an Italic Broad and Italic Double Broad. They have the Oblique Medium, then they have the Oblique Broad and the Oblique Double Broad, and they have this bilateral Italic Feud that looks very interesting but was just a bit too thick for me. They also have the Dentist Grind and an Italic Fine, but I think those are out of stock right now. So if you can wait for a Dentist Grind, that would be awesome. It's a very super recommended nib grind. Okay, so I think that's about it. Thank you again, Eunice, for sending the Oblique Broad my way. It was quite an adventure getting this one to write, but I'm glad that now it is writing well. If I haven't showed you photos of how it wrote at the beginning, I'll definitely show a few on my Instagram or maybe towards the end of this. Okay, so this is Kai from Kikai Craft. Thank you very much for joining me as I went through the different custom grinds from Galen Leather using Kaweco nibs. I hope that wherever you are, you're having a great day or a restful evening. Bye everyone!